Alright, welcome back to episode 2 of Moog's Game. We're going to do a couple things in this video. So we're going to change the art style, most likely. We're going to make a custom coin sprite. We're going to make the citizen... So once the wanderer turns into a citizen, we're going to have that citizen automatically go towards a settlement. If while he's on his way to a settlement, he sees a hammer, he's instead going to go towards the hammer. And then if a citizen collides with a hammer, then we're going to have him turn into a builder. Oh, and I also used state machines to simplify the code a whole lot. So I originally said that I like this artsy illustrated look, which I really do, but my art style for the game is probably going to change a little bit. So this is the first art style I was thinking about. And it's just kind of like flatter colors, looks really illustrated, looks like a backdrop. And then I saw this image, and I was like, yeah, I like that. I might have to change my whole idea. But the colors are still pretty flat. The main difference between the two art styles is like that illustrated kind of cartoony look, whereas this is more like a very detailed, realistic look, but still has those like flat colors. Alright, so I drew this coin, and this is just a sped up time lapse of me going through and animating every frame of the coin. I thought it would be cool to add a little time lapse of me making the animation for the coin, and I'm just referencing the old coin sprite sheet that I used, which is like a little 2D pixel art. And this software is Fresco, Adobe Fresco. And then this is me implementing the coin into the game. Oh, look how bad that is. That's beautiful. Oh yeah. Let me pick up these coins. Come here. Come here. Look at that. That thing is crazy. And then after a nice little debugging session, we finally got the coins looking nice and cute. So we got most of it working. We have the wanderer grabs a coin, turns into a citizen. He heads straight for the settlement. Now he sees the hammer. He should stop at the hammer, but he doesn't. He just keeps going to the settlement, which is wrong. We want him to go to the hammer. I messed around with this for so long, and I just could not figure it out. And then I was like, okay, wait. It's not the code. I know it's not the code. It's probably the collision itself with the nodes. So then I knew the coin worked. I knew the citizen, the wanderer, could collide with the coin. So I went into the scene for the coin, and then I checked the layer masks, and I was like, oh, okay, let's go into the hammer. And I checked the collision, and I'm like, okay, that's the problem. So I fix all those layers, and then you can see the wanderer turns into a citizen, and he just doesn't care that the hammer's right there in front of him. He just turns straight back and heads over to the settlement. So, the problem is with the raycasts, the wanderer is only going to detect the first thing in the raypath site, or sorry, the raycast site. So he's going to see all those coins before he sees the hammer. So what we have to do is give him 2 raycasts, one that checks for coins and one that checks for hammers, and then we can make sure if there's a hammer in the raycast, then we're going to go there first instead of the settlement. Okay, so the wanderer script is just getting a little bit junky, and I've decided I want to go with like a different process through like changing the wanderer. So I'm just going to create a whole new script. to do the whole process for the Wanderer. So, all right, first thing, super smart thing to do is just comment everything out. So that's what I'm doing here. And I decided to use state machines to rewrite the script for the Wanderer, and thank goodness I did. State machines are so cool. All right, it's time-lapse time. I've completely updated the code, and I think it'll work. It's so much simpler than before, just using this worker state, or what is this called? State machine. And I think it'll work, honestly, and it's so much simpler, but I haven't checked anything yet, so let's see. It's probably just gonna crash. Yeah, okay. So invalid access to property or key worker state on a base object of type static body 2D. Shoot. What does that mean? Alright, let's fix that.
1 hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it's like kind of working. So at this point, I'd swapped out the hammer for a hammer table that has 3 slots that they could grab hammers from. Okay, it doesn't really work. But it got pretty far. Now, while you guys watch me bang my head against my desk for the next 4 hours, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for the positive feedback on my last video. It's crazy to see. I got 1,000 views on my very first video, and all I did was post what I'd done on Godot for a couple days. So thank you guys so much for all the feedback, and let's get back to the video. And then set our target position vector 2.0. That should make so that our Wanderer just stops caring about the table once it's out of hammers for him. So this last guy should just stop walking once the hammers are full. Yep, perfect. Okay. In Milanote on my board for this entire episode, looks like all we did was create a building or stand or something for citizens to collect items or tools. Man, feels like we got way more done than just that one thing.